Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lillian. In this video we are going to be making this blouse you are seeing on the screen. I used the second one to recreate my own. Although the first and second are the same, the difference there is that the armhole of the first one stop at the waistline and the deep v neckline stop at the waistline as well, while the second one the armhole stop at the chest line, while the v neck stop at the under bust. This is my own. If you are interested in knowing how to make this, hit on the subscribe button. Let's get started. Now this is the fabric I'm going to use to make this dress. I folded it into two using the biggest part of my body and also added 2 inches for my allowance, and we are going to be cutting the back first. Okay, now this is my tape. I've placed it on the line I wrote on top that will serve as our shoulder line. I place it there to mark my waist and also the full length of this top. I don't have much fabric. I would have used 26 inches, which is my hip measurement. Okay, now I have marked it on this side and also repeated it on the other side in order to get an accurate line. So I'm extending it. You know, this style doesn't have much measurement. That's why I use those. I use the two, the waist and also the hip. Now this is my shoulder line. I've marked my shoulder line. Now from this shoulder line is where I will extend my armhole. You can see that the armhole is cut together armhole. Okay, so it's just like boo-boo. Now I'm extending it because I don't have much fabric. I'm just managing this. If you have enough fabric, you can extend your own to 12. Okay, now after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my neckline. My neck width is 3 inches and my neck depth is 2 inches for my back. This is for the back. Okay, remember we are cutting on the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll and connect the lines. Now that I'm done with this, I'm going to mark my shoulder slope. My shoulder slope, I came down by 1.5 inch. I think the camera didn't capture it. I came down by 1.5 inch from the armhole area. That is where you will mark your shoulder slope and then connect to the neckline. Now this is my armhole. I don't have much more. If you want your own to be deeper, you can go down. You can use your underbust as your armhole where you want your armhole to stop. All right, but my own, I marked it on the chest line. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to label the lines. The chest line, the waist, the full length of this top, and after that I'm going to mark my body measurement, which is my round bust divided by 4, and then add 2 inches for my allowance. I marked it on the chest line, and on the waistline, my waistline is 9. Then I marked it on the waistline and also add my 2 inches for my allowance. I repeated the same thing on the full length of this top as well and also added 2 inches for my allowance. Now that I'm done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to use my my ruler to connect all the dots. Now from this armhole, this is how I'm going to mark my armhole. You can see where my armhole stopped. So now I'm going to use my free hand to give it a curve like this. You can see what I'm doing that area. See the curve I gave it to. You can see it. Now that we are done drafting the back, I'm going to go ahead and cut, which I had already done. You can see when you are cutting the neckline, please make sure you leave about ½ inch for your sewing allowance if you are cutting it on the fabric. Okay, now this is the front. I've folded the front into 2 and also added at least 5 or 6 allowance to it because we need allowance in the front for our lap. Okay, now I've placed the back on top of the front. Now I am measuring 4.5 inch to it. Okay, I repeated the same thing all the lines. Now what I'm doing here is to make this back chest line to be visible so I can extend it to the front. You can see what I am doing here. And now we are going to work on the front neck depth. Okay, so now I'm going to fold my back neckline inside. You can see what I'm trying to do here. You fold it inside as shown, then you use your ruler and extend it to the extension we have in the front. You can see what I'm trying to do. I later change the pattern of my ruler to remark it. So now this is how you go about it. You extend it to the chest line. Now this is the back. I came down by 3 inches, and these 3 inches I marked is for the asymmetric line you saw in the front. That is what I'm trying to mark here. It's going to be marked in the front center. Okay, but the sides, the front side and the back side are going to be equal. You can see what I'm trying to do here. You can also see our V neckline where I stopped at the chest line, although the camera did not capture it very well when I was cutting it. So this is it after cutting it. So this neckline, it wasn't giving me what I wanted, so I'm going to go ahead and cut some allowance there. That is, I think, about 1/4 or 1/2 inch there, to make sure it gives me what I want. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm still cutting. So this is how I want it to look. You can see it's better than before. Now this is it. So for this down part, again, I'm going to show you how to cut one of these front asymmetric line. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be using the one on top. Okay, so I'll root a line, this line, and make sure that the front and back are equal at the side. Okay, but the center front is longer than the center back. Now I'm going to pick one of the front so I can cut it off. You remember the asymmetric is only in one side of the front, so I'm cutting out one. Just make sure your sides are equal, but the front center one piece should be longer. Okay, you can see it right now. See how it's looking. Now we are done working on this front and back. I'm going to open it to show you what I was trying to explain. You can see the front, one is longer, one is short, one is the same length with the back. So this is it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it on the lining. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the lining. You can see it. This is my lining. I've gone ahead to cut it. This is the back and this is the front. This is our front. You can see what I was trying to explain. You can see the front is longer than the back. One of the front is longer than the other one. You can see it. So this area, if you don't want it to be sharp, you can blend it. You know, when you blend it, your neckline is going to deeper. Okay, you can do that if you want. If you don't want it, you can leave it on the chest line. It's still the same style of the blouse, just that the neck depths are different. Okay, so this is how you are going to join it. You can make sure that your lining, the front lining and the front main fabric are facing each other. So you join it this way and then top stitch it by pushing it to the lining. You can see what I did there. Then when you are done doing that, you now work on the center front. You sew it straight. Now I'm going to turn it to the right side to show you how it is. See how it's looking perfect. You can see it. So you can see that sharp edge. You can remove it or you can leave it. But if you extend your own, it's going to, if you remove your own, it's going to be extended. That means your neckline is going to be extended to your bust line or under bust. Okay, Now the next thing we are going to do is to work on our side that this was supposed to be done when we are cutting it, but I forgot. But now I'm going to show you how I worked on my own. Now this, you can see this is where our neckline stopped. Now I am going to fold the front extension. You can see how I am folding it from the neckline. I'm going to push that extension we have for our overlap inside. I'm going to fold it inside, then measure from the top to get my bust measurement. My bust is 10, but I'm marking 11 because my tape is no longer complete. One is off, one has cut off. So now my bust line is 11. Okay, it was 10, but because of the tape is now 11. Now I extended this line to the other end. Now I'm going to go inside to mark my nipple to nipple measurement from the center. This is happening from the center after folding the extension. Now from that bust line, I came down by 1.5 inch and then extend it back to the nipple to nipple measurement I stopped. You remember I came in by 4 inches. I made a point there, so I extended this 1.5 inch that I came down from the bust line to that point. That is how you go about it. Now I'm going to bring this out, then use my pin to piece it inside because I want to use it when I'm sewing it so that it will give me a guide where the nipple to nipple stopped. Okay, that is our bust span, where the bust span stopped. So that is what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to rule a line so that I won't make mistake. So this is it. Now this line will give me a guide when I'm sewing it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew it, then show you how it's looking. I've done that. This is the front. This is how the front is looking, and I'm going to show you how the back is looking as well. You can see how the front is looking where I stopped. Now I'm going to show you how the inside is looking as well. You can see the side that's inside. This is how it's going to look when you are done working on it. So now I'm going to talk about something. Please, if you are working on your own, make sure this side that is being done separately from the lining, you do it on the line and do it on the main fabric. Okay, don't just do it together like my own if you don't have a weaving machine to weave the sides when you are done working on the dress. Now we are going to join the shoulder, the front shoulder and the back shoulder together. Okay, you can see what I am doing here. Then open it this way, sew it straight, and also repeat the same thing on the lining. You sew it straight as well. You can see what I'm trying to explain. So after that, you repeat the same thing on the other side. Make sure they are facing each other. The front and back is facing each other when you are joining the shoulder together. Okay, now that I'm done doing that, I'm going to turn it to the right side to show you what I was explaining. Now you can see how the shoulder is looking. You can see how it's relaxed. You can see it. You repeat the same thing on the other side, joining the shoulder together. You can see it. Make sure they are facing each other. So now I'm done with the second one. This is how it's also looking. You can see how it is. Now the next thing we are going to do is to work on our armhole. Instead of piping your armhole because you are using a lining, you can as well do it this way, the way I'm doing it. Make sure they are facing each other. That is the lining of the sleeve and the main fabric are facing each other. You can see it. Join it together like the way we join the shoulder. Make sure they are facing each other this way. Then go ahead and sew it. So I'm going to do that and show you how it's done. That is what I'm doing here. You can see it. So this is it. I'm going to turn it to the right side to show you. See how instead of piping the folding the neck and the sleeve, you better do it this way. You can see how it's looking. No, now I'm going to, this is how I'm going to go about it. I'm going to sew this area. You can see what I was trying to explain earlier. Had it been that this my side that was done separately from the lining, I would have used my lining to turn the side together. Okay, but it wasn't done that way. So this is our belt. The belt is going to be on the waistline. Okay, this is how you place your belt inside. Is going to be inside this way. Then use the front end cover. You are going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Use your 2 inches. Remember, it was 2 inches we marked as our allowance. You can use 2 inches or 1.5 inches if you don't want it to be very tight on you. Although here I use 1 inch, which I later corrected. Okay. Then after that, the next thing you are going to do is to repeat the same thing on the other side and then pipe the down part. This is you can see how the belt is looking. I repeated the same thing on the other side. Okay. So this is it. So this is the down part. The down part, you can fold it or you can use extra fabric and pipe it. Okay. All right. Or you can use your lining. That is if you didn't join the side darts with the lining together. Okay, you can see it. This is the side that had it been it was separated from the line, I would have used the side. That we use lining to join the sides. So this is it after joining every necessary things, and this is the front and this is the back. You can see how it's looking, and this is the down part. You can see the symmetric. You can see how it's looking. Now guys, I told you can extend your neckline to the waistline. If you are using this picture as an inspiration, your neckline, your V neckline should stop at the waistline and the armhole should stop at the underbust. Okay, but my own inspiration came from this particular one. Okay, this is my own, and this is the final look. I later extended my neckline to the to my underbust. It was at the chest line. I later extended to the underbust. Okay, tell me what you think on the comment section. If this video is helpful, do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you. Bye.